third one, we are talking about the third one, sulfonylurea. Okay, so sulfonylurea. So what is the mechanism of the sulfonylurea? That is stimulating the B cells and producing the insulin release. Okay, so as you know that B cell is the source of the insulin production. So these sulfonylureas, which are the one the mainly stimulating the B cell, and thus it is producing the insulin release. Okay, how this mechanism of action takes place here? So directly they are forcefully they have the impact on the B cell. So forcefully the insulin is to be releasing from the B cell. Okay, so by the inhibition of the transport of potassium levels. Okay, so how this insulin is releasing from the B cells, in the sense they are inhibiting the potassium transport and thus preventing the efflux of the potassium. Okay, so which is causing the depolarization of the B cell, then these B cells are which is causing for the release of insulin. Okay, this is the mechanism of action of the sulfonylureas. Okay, what is the sulfonylureas mechanism of action? This is forcefully stimulating the B cells for the production of the insulin by the inhibition of the transport mechanism of the potassium. Okay, thus preventing the efflux of potassium and depolarization, which is causing the B cells to be produce the insulin. Okay, so this is the mechanism of action of the sulfonylureas and for the production of the insulin from the B cells. Okay, forceful stimulation of the B cells. Okay, this is the one of the drug of choice. And next, let us come to the let's have a zoom, my dear student. Here we have a okay, so this part will take it as a zoom. Okay, so now this zoom, let us see here. So here we have a lumen, and which is having a epithelial cells of the small intestine. Okay, the stomach, and which is continuation of the intestines, as you know that. Okay, so now we are taking this part of a zoom, and which consists of the lumen and which consists of the epithelial cells of the small intestine. And here macromolecules which been converting as a micromolecule, so that is nothing but the carbohydrate molecule which been converting. Okay, converting these converting mechanism, the carbohydrates breakdown mainly done by the disaccharides. Already you've been studied in the nutrition, might be. Okay, the carbohydrate molecule which been break down by the enzyme, the enzyme is being called as disaccharide. Okay, disaccharide is a brush bar enzyme that is being called as a glucosidase. Okay, glucosidase. These glucosidase, which where it is present, this is present in the apical surface of the small intestinal cells. Okay, now this glucosidase enzyme to be inhibited by the administration of the alpha glucosidase inhibitors. Okay, once we are administering this alpha glucosidase inhibitors, we are inhibiting this enzyme. Okay, once this enzyme is inhibiting, so there is no breakdown of the carbohydrates. Okay, so once the breakdown process is absent, no glucose levels are increasing in the patient of the bloodstream. Okay, that is regarding the alpha glucosidase inhibitors. Okay, for that only we took as a zoom. This is a lumen and epithelial cells of the small intestine. Here the macromolecule which is being converting as a micromolecule, and this breakdown process is undergoing, that is nothing but the carbohydrate breakdown process is undergone by the enzyme is being called as, that is disaccharide. The disaccharide is a brush up cells which being called as glycoside. This is the final enzyme of, okay, glycosidase is a one enzyme which is present on the apical surface of the small intestine cells. This is helping for breakdown mechanism. Okay, so thus this inhibition, to inhibit these glycosidase, we are administering the drug of choice is the glucosidase inhibitor. So thus the prevention of the breakdown of the carbohydrate molecule into the glucose. Okay, so this is the, so now what is happening because of these alpha glucosidase inhibitors, what is happening for the patient? Decrease the glucose absorption, and thus glucose levels are decreased in the bloodstream. that is the alpha glucosidase inhibitors. Okay, one more drug of the choice is the we are talking about the GLP-1 hormone, which is producing from the small intestine. The mainly they act on the directly on the pancreas cells. Okay, so once this pancreas cells is triggering for the B cells, what is happening, the insulin is going to be released. Okay, now for that what we are going to give, we are going to give this GLP-1 analogs. Okay, so these GLP-1 hormone which is producing from the small intestine directly enter into the pancreas which is triggering for the B cells, and release of the insulin levels are increasing into the bloodstream. Okay, for this mechanism we are going to administering the drug of choice is the GLP-1 analogs.